Everyone, I'm meteorologist David Paul. It is Tuesday, July 15th, 2025. It is, let's see here, 5:42 p.m., getting ready for the 6 p.m. newscast. But I want to kind of show you what I'm looking at across the area as we've been tracking some showers to the weather graphics here and kind of show you what we're dealing with here across south parts of Alabama into the Florida Panhandle. Quite a few showers and thunderstorms coming on through today, and some of these have been producing some really heavy rainfall and some gusty winds, and that has sparked a few severe thunderstorm warnings across the area. Give me just a minute here. I'm going to copy this and share this couple minutes here to cover these storms before we get to the newscast coming up at 6 p.m. So give me just a second, and we'll get this out, and then we'll kind of dig into what you're looking at there on the Doppler radar. It's been a hot and humid day for sure. Temperatures today, man, some areas jumping up into the upper 90s to around 100 degrees. So it's been a very hot one for sure. All right, so we're looking at just a batch of heavy rainfall, and within that batch of rain, over 60 miles per hour at times. It's been a really windy period here coming on. It's been a really windy period here coming on through a good chunk of southern Dale County, into Geneva County. That rainfall rate has been pretty intense. And that's been one of the biggest issues that we've seen over the past half hour or so. Now the rainfall is ongoing in Geneva, but the winds are shifting southward, basically now into the northern parts of Holmes County. So this is the area that we're watching for the strongest winds moving on through a part there of the Wiregrass. Mainly now over the southern part of Geneva County and then into the northern part of Holmes County. These winds are coming down compared to where they were. I'll go back here just a little bit and show you what we've seen over the past hour. And there's probably some wind damage over Geneva County. I'm going to pop up if you are. Let's see if I can pop up the chat here on this stream. Maybe you can let me know if you are watching. So I got 4 of you watching live chat. Let's see if I can pop that open. So the live chat's up there on YouTube. If you can pop that open. So the live chat's up there on YouTube. If you have any damage reports, let me know. But what we're seeing here is that core of winds come right on through Geneva County and then into Holmes County. Now it is weakening, so the winds are not as strong as they were just a little while ago, and that is some good news, but still the damaging wind threat is there for the northern part of Holmes County as we approach the 6 p.m. hour. Let me clear that, go a little bit bigger view here, and I'll go back one more time over the past hour and just show you that storm that originated up there over basically Dale County. It was popping up on the radar pretty close to Echo, and there was a downburst signature right away, and then it became outflow dominated. And just continued to the southwest and continued producing winds in excess of 50 to 60 miles per hour. So as we go back in time there, when it was moving into Geneva County, right in through this area, very intense core of winds, and then a little bit farther down the road into, it's not going to allow me to do that, is it? it got a little bit stronger there as it moved on through the central and southern parts of Geneva County. It's weakening now in Geneva County. Some heavy rainfall ongoing in Geneva. The severe thunderstorm warning is still in effect for 28 more minutes in Holmes County. The area here, basically south of Geneva, north of Caryville, impacted by the heaviest rainfall. That's using the Fort Rucker radar. I'll go big view again and show you what else we're looking at. A few showers and storms coming on through Enterprise at this point. These storms have been prolific lightning producers. We've seen that across Geneva County, a lot of lightning strikes, and still, even on the backside of that wind, some really intense lightning around Geneva, northward to Coffee Springs, and then back to the west there towards Sampson. But the heavier rainfall and the more significant lightning is shifting now into the northern part of Holmes County along Highway 2 there, Florida 2 in Holmes County. I'm going to switch over to the Eglin radar, so a different view here. So instead of using the Fort Rucker radar to see the storms moving away, we're using Eglin to kind of see the storms coming towards the radar site. So the colors flip. So now green is towards the radar site and red is away. And what you see here, that little area, you see that right there? That is still a signature of a downburst occurring where the winds come down and then hit the ground and spread out. And the winds can be damaging in both directions. So that is now west of Geneva in that severe thunderstorm warned area. There's Geneva here to the right side of your screen, right in through here. The area off to the west of Geneva, that's the signature of that downburst ongoing, and it's occurring with a lot of rainfall. So you've got a lot of rainfall and you have really strong winds at the same time. And then southward here, again, green is towards the radar site using Eglin. These winds are pretty intense across the northern and northwestern part of Holmes County. Intense rainfall occurring in this area too. Now this is a rural area. I mean, you've got some houses and some businesses out there, but it's not like we're talking about the city of Geneva being impacted or Defuniak Springs. This is kind of a rural area of Holmes County. But if you live there, you are really seeing some intense rainfall and some very, very gusty winds moving on through. There is some new development too, worth noting here, that is off to the east of there through Caryville, west of Bonifay, and we'll likely see this area intensify as we go through the next half hour or so, because there's good energy now pushing this down to the southwest. So some heavy rainfall about to move into Caryville, and likely some gusty winds will be occurring with that. There could be some outflow boundaries converging there too, it looks like, in the area around Caryville and then northwest of Caryville. So this could get kind of interesting, I guess. You could say here generally in this area. So there's an outflow boundary right there moving to the north. This energy coming in from the northeast, so some convergence, and that may mean new intensification of the cell here across the central part of Holmes County. Heads up if you live in that part of the Wiregrass. What we've seen today is basically the leading edge of the deeper moisture around this developing area of low pressure, or maybe you could say now argue it's a weakening area of low pressure, because this was pretty robust when it came into Florida. I'm gonna go back over to single pane here and show you the big view of the radar. We've been watching two different areas, basically three if you really want to get technical, of low pressure in the atmosphere, and one is evident right in through here. You see that center of that spin? So that's the more or less lower to middle level spin that you see in the clouds. The upper level energy is kind of centered up into this area, and then the lower level surface low pressure is generally in, let me see, this vicinity about right in through there. So there's not a vertical stacking of the low pressure in the atmosphere yet, and it might not happen for a while. I'm going to clear that out, go a little bit bigger view here. It looks like the center of this spin will go up like this and then eventually work its way back down into the Gulf. This area of low pressure here moving on through Florida will be moving its way to the west, and they may join forces at some point as we get towards the area east of Louisiana in this general vicinity by Thursday. A lot of heavy rainfall that moves into Louisiana, and we'll see if that surface low pressure comes together and moves along the coast and then northward, because in that case, tropical development looks pretty impressive as we get off the coast of Louisiana in time. So a lot to watch across the area. Just kind of hopping on here real quick, checking out these storms. We will have more coverage coming up on the news at 6 p.m. That's it for now, but watch out in Holmes County again, those gusty winds with that severe thunderstorm warning departing Geneva County and then moving into Holmes County as we go through the next couple hours here. We may see more of these storms pulsing over the coming days, where they are intense for a period as they kind of blow up and then kind of push down that cooler air, and it really produces some wind gusts at times over 50 to 60 miles per hour. So we'll have more updates coming up on the news. That's it for this broadcast.